Are you sick of playing the same old games? And would you like to see something new? Something that no one's ever seen before? Something that, honestly, I'm surprised we haven't made yet. I can't be the only person out here with this idea. If somebody's already making this game, they're doing it in secret, I'm really sorry about this because, this video is coming out. Here's the game idea that I have that I think we could be playing, as soon as somebody makes it. To all those indie game developers out there who want something new, who want some kind of spark that's going to set them apart from everything else, this one's for you. And all you gamers out there, if you guys have a little something to throw in to add on to this, please hit me in the comments so we can get this thing rolling. And without any further ado, let's get it. Now, the game concept is based off of Dungeon Crawler Carl. If you don't know about Dungeon Crawler Carl, I highly recommend you give him a listen. Matt Dinniman knocks these books just out of the park. They're absolutely amazing. And what I wanted to do was originally take the game world that he created and try to make it a game that we can play now. And I thought it'd be a little bit easier to just copy and paste and bring it over. But turns out it needed a lot of tweaking to make it something that we can all play. And I've gone through and done that and fine-tuned it. I've really thought of what I think might be the best way to play this, but this is just my opinion, so let me know in the comments what you think could be better. Here's how the game starts and works. Once you're done customizing your character, you're going to choose between one of 4 skill tree branches, and we'll just say healer, tank, fighter, rogue. They don't really matter because the goal is going to be to get better ones, and I'll explain that later. Now you have to choose if you're going to play solo or with friends. I don't think there should be a maximum amount of friends that you can play with because ultimately you would like the entire lobby to be your friends. And because we don't know what the technical specs are, let's just say that there's a maximum of 25 players to a lobby. Once that level starts, you and everybody else in that level will have 24 hours, and this is real-time hours, to find your way to a stairwell and get down that stairwell. If you don't get down the stairwell within the 24-hour time limit, it will collapse on you and you will die. Once you go down the stairwell, you can't leave the stairwell and come back and play around, and you can't go to the next level and play around. You're going to be stuck in a stasis until the 24 hours on that previous level are up. Once they're done and the level collapses, you can play in the next level. And that's the basic loop. That's the loop that you're going to keep playing over and over and over as you descend down further and further into the dungeon. And again, not knowing the technical specs, let's just make up a number and say that there are 7 levels. That seems really, really high because that's a lot of really big areas that you got to create. And I say it's a lot because I'm imagining a world that's somewhat like a huge chunk of Skyrim, let's just say. In fact, just for the sake of it, let's just say the world looks like Skyrim. We're talking quests, we're talking secrets, we're talking enemies, all sorts of stuff in a really thought out area for just one level of the game, and then you've got to do that for multiple levels of the game. I know it sounds complicated, but don't worry, it gets more complicated. Now let's talk about skill tree branches and gear. These are the 2 things that I think we need to change more than anything else in RPGs these days. Because gear, and I won't go into a rant, I can if you want me to later, but for here I won't. Gear needs a change. We keep getting really bad gear that doesn't really do a lot for us. Gear should be changing the way we move around the world, and it should also be changing the way we interact with our environment. And I'm not talking about poison resistance or fire resistance or plus 5% sneak. I'm talking about if I get a pair of boots, I want those boots to give me a double jump. I want them to give me a triple jump if they're really rare. And then I want them, if they're insanely rare, I want them to give me a double jump that leaves a platform, like an ethereal platform behind for about 10 seconds before it dissipates. And I want a belt that gives me a dodge ability. And then a super rare belt that gives me a teleport ability. And then if there's a wall here to a secret room, and if it's within my teleport range of my belt, I want to be able to teleport into that room going through the wall. Now I know that's probably a lot to ask for the devs, but that's the kind of stuff that players want from their gear. I would like to find a pair of socks as gear. They give me 2 lives. And then if you die once, you lose a sock and then you come back to life. If you die again, you lose your second sock and now you're sockless, but you came back to life again. That's the kind of stuff that we want from gear. All right, enough about gear. Let's move on to skill trees. And skill tree branches are the other thing that I want to be finding all over this world. And I want them to be rare to find, but I want them to be still found from like doing quests or defeating bosses or finding secrets and things like that. And what I mean by a skill tree branch is I defeat the Overlord, Necro, Lich, something or other, right? And now, as a reward, I get like a Necro Healer ability branch that now gets attached to my tree for this run. So not only do I have, if I was a fighter, my fighter tree that I've been putting points into, but now I can put points into my Necro tree. And so now, if my buddy over here dies, I can raise dead on him and he can live for another hour until he gets to a safe zone and can like re-heal himself or take care of himself. Create some fun rules though with these trees. And then as you go further and further down the levels of the dungeon, you're gonna get rarer and rarer stuff. And it's gonna break the game more and more. And these ability tree branches should be giving you really fun abilities, not simple stuff where it's giving you like, oh, your block is better, or you get this much stronger of a slash. You should get stronger stuff from your items that you're getting, right? Your sword or your wizard wand or whatever you're doing. That should enhance your damage, not your ability tree. That should be how you attack, how you fight things in the world. Like if I find some kind of a pyro mage or whatever, I want to be able to roll out like a bowling ball, a fireball that's like bigger than 3 of me, and whoever comes in contact gets like smushed over and lit on fire. Crazy stuff that is going to be really fun for the player to find. And then the last thing that you want to find in all these things, like quests, killing enemies and all that stuff, is coin. And then you can use that coin to find random wandering shopkeepers or shopkeepers in town, or enemy shopkeepers if you have found the items to be able to talk to the enemy and befriend them and join up on their side. And again, we can get into that kind of stuff later too, but for now, we're just doing the basics. Okay, now let's talk about rewards. This is the thing that's going to keep players coming back and starting the game over again and playing over and over and over again. And how it works is, after you go down the stairs for the first level into the second level, nothing happens. But from every stairwell down there, from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, whatever, keep going however long you're going to go, the game's going to offer you, as soon as you go down the stairwell, a prompt saying, hey, you could go on to the 4th level, or you could go on to the 5th, wherever the next level is, or you could take these rewards and get the hell out of here. And these rewards would be stuff like cosmetics, that's super rare, and stuff that you can't get anywhere else, because I don't think you should have a shop outside of the in-shop games that you can like wander around and find. There shouldn't be a battle pass or anything like that. So this is how you get your cool stuff, is by playing the game, then randomly getting like a roll the dice, like he got a rare, and the further down you go, the more rare it's going to be. And you should get 2 things from this. You should get those cosmetics that make you look like a badass, so that everybody else around is like, oh shoot, look how far down that guy went. He's like wearing fire armor. What a crazy loon over there. Or the other thing that you can get and choose from, and I think you shouldn't get both, you should have to choose between one or the other, is skill tree branches. And these skill tree branches will attach to your character permanently. So the next run through, instead of just having that fighter, just having that healer, you're going to have whatever rare skill tree branch that was randomized for you. And that's going to get people wanting to play more and more and more. That way, next time you start the game, you're going to be just a total monster fighting with your level 7 skill tree branch that's just you basically flying around as like a death angel or something, I don't know. And then that's going to give you the better chance at getting through these levels of the dungeon. Those are the rewards that I think are going to keep people coming back and back again, right, just to play. But then let's take it a step further. Let's take a page out of what Counter-Strike does and make it so that those skill tree branches and that rare cosmetic stuff has a monetary value outside of the game for the players. But what you want to do is make it so that players can sell their items to other players who want that stuff, and they can set their own prices for those items. I think every player wants the ability to make money off of putting a lot of time into these video games, because when you find something you love, you're going to play it a lot anyways, so if there's a chance that you could make some money off of playing and spending that much time, people are going to go over the moon for it. Now, there's a lot of stuff that I actually want to talk about, but I'm trying to keep this video sort of short. So if you guys like what you're hearing so far and you want to hear more and you want to hear more in-depth stuff about how to make this game world a lot more fun, a lot more interesting, have more depth, I would be glad to make another video and share with you everything that I've got. But until then, this is what you're going to get. So again, in the comments, let me know if you have any better ideas, if you have any critiques, or if you think you can tweak the game and make it even better. Please let me know. Please share. Then hopefully we can get this out there and get some devs to actually put some time into something like this. There's a lot more to talk about. Movement and how big of a key it is, different kinds of enemies that you want to pepper around the world, how you want to give life to the world, all the different ways that you want to have secrets and secret quests, and not just standard, oh, these are the good guys and these are the bad guys, go kill the bad guys. It's deeper than that, and you should be able to go work for the bad guys or the good guys. The players should be able to be set on each other if you're working for the wrong faction or if you're working for the right faction, depending on what your perspective is during that playthrough. And we haven't even talked about what happens going down each different level, what it looks like, what you could possibly do, how much harder it gets, how it gets harder. Is it just, adding a lot more hitbox? By the way, it's not adding a more hitbox. That's the dumbest thing in the world. It's lazy. Don't do it that way, please. But there's more to every piece of a game like this, and really every game out there. You can make it deeper and deeper. It just depends on how much work you want to put into it. But again, let me know if you guys want to see another video like this. Hit me up in the comments and like, subscribe. If you don't like it, again, let me know, please. That way we can work on this and fine tune it. And that's all I got for now.